Hello everyone, my name is Adi and today I will continue my daily English routine. So, I will set timer for Pomodoro session. Today it will be 2 Pomodoro session which is 1 hour. So let's start with watching YouTube video in English and then I will try to tell you again with my own language. I mean with my version. The economist. Wow. The economist. Maybe I will try to wait 1 hour. Leo Abraham. What's this every morning? Maybe I will try to watch the shorter one. The shortest one. Not the shortest.
Basically, too many smart people doing finance anymore. So, this is both a compliment and a criticism. We should have, I think, fewer people doing law and fewer people doing finance and more people making stuff.
Maybe I will watch this video for 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes will be watching in the next daily English. I will make this one pop up and to make it better I will
Oh yeah! What's up, global citizens? I'm Thiago, your real life fluency coach, and today we have a great conversation to learn English from with podcaster Joe Rogan and the controversial yet legendary and visionary entrepreneur Elon Musk. But in case you're new here, our method is really simple. First, you'll watch the scenes with subtitles. Then we'll teach you some of the most important vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation from the clips. Finally, you will test your listening skills by watching the scenes again without subtitles. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell down below because every week we put out a new lesson like this to help you understand your favorite movies, TV series, and of course, podcasts and interviews. Without getting lost,
Why I think the quality is really bad.
without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. So, hit that subscribe button in order not to miss a single new lesson. Now let's get started. In this clip, Elon talks about how people often have the wrong idea about him and other billionaires. Let's see what he has to say.
But do you feel like people define you by the fact that you're wealthy, and that they define you in a pejorative way?
For sure. I mean, not everyone, but,
Right.
there's, for sure, in recent years, billionaire has become a it's in a pejorative. So that's a bad thing. Which, I think doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases. So, how does this wealth arise? It's if you organize people in a better way to produce products and services that are better than what existed before, and you have some ownership in that company, then that essentially gives you the right to allocate more capital. So there's a conflation of consumption and capital allocation.
But do you feel like people define you by the fact that you're wealthy?
If a person has a substantial amount of money and material possessions, this person is wealthy. In other words, this person has a lot of money.
and they define you in a pejorative way?
Pejorative is a great word. If you talk about somebody in a pejorative way, you are speaking about that person from a negative perspective. You're not being very kind to that person. A great synonym for pejorative is derogatory. If you are derogatory or speak about someone in a derogatory way, it's the same idea. You are talking about that person negatively. By the way, this reminds me of a classic clip from Rocky 2. You know the Rocky Balboa movies? In Rocky 2, there is this press conference where a reporter asks Rocky to comment something derogatory about his opponent, Apollo Creed. But Rocky, in that movie, he's not very educated, so he doesn't really understand what derogatory means. So it's really cool to see the clip because, he kind of uses derogatory in a positive way because he doesn't understand what it means. Check it out.
Rocky, got anything derogatory to say about the champ?
Yeah, he's great.
For sure, in recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. So it's like that's a bad thing. Which I think doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases.
Great connected speech here. So we have it doesn't. It doesn't. The T for it is a stop T.
It doesn't.
We say it doesn't. Also the T for doesn't also kind of disappears, and then
Make it.
make the is a schwa sound. The T for lot is a flap T, which then joins with the preposition of. But again, the preposition of is reduced to another schwa sound. So we don't say of, we say So putting it together, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Which I think doesn't make a lot of sense. Which I think doesn't make a lot.
I doesn't make a lot.
Lot of sense.
Which I think it doesn't make a lot of sense.
So how does this wealth arise?
To arise means to come into existence or to appear. Here's an example. It's essential to be prepared for any challenges that may arise.
It's essential to prepare for any challenges that might arise in the course of this project. It's essential to make it's essential to be prepared. It's essential to be prepared. It's essential to be prepared for any challenges that might arise in the course of this project. It's essential to be prepared for any problem that arise in this project. For any challenges that might arise, it's essential to be prepared for any challenges that might arise in this learning project. In the course of this project, it's essential to be prepared for any challenges that might arise in this course of project. In the course of this project, it's essential to be prepared for any challenges that might arise in the course of this project.
In the course of this project. Don't forget the conjugation of this verb.
Conjugation.
We have arise, the base form, arose, the simple past form, and
arisen, past participle form.
reason, the past participle form.
If you organize people in a better way to produce products and services that are better than what existed before, and you have some ownership in that company.
When you have ownership of something, you own it. It's yours. It belongs to you. In the clip,
I have a banana. Hmm. So yummy. The first food is always satisfying, but when you have eat more than 3 or 4, you will feel that food is not satisfied as the first one.
Musk is talking about when you have shares of companies or stocks. You have parts of companies, they belong to you. Here's an example.
I want 90% ownership.
90%? Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not.
Then that essentially gives you the right to allocate more capital.
Capital means money. It's a common word when talking about business, finance, and investing. To allocate capital
To allocate capital means to set aside or reserves.
means to set aside or reserve capital for a specific purpose. For example, I always allocate 10% of my monthly income for savings.
So there's a conflation of consumption and capital allocation.
When you conflate two things, you believe they are the same by putting them in the same category.
Consumption capital. Oh, conflation. Conflation.
But the problem with doing this is that you end up creating confusion. Consumption is the noun for consume. Musk is saying that people usually confuse consumption and capital allocation, in that if you're making an acquisition, like buying a private property for example, you're not necessarily buying it for yourself to consume it. You may simply be allocating capital, transforming your money into a physical property, and that could potentially generate more money in the future. through rent, for example. I'm sure you've been learning many nice words and expressions today, huh? But let me tell you that if you don't review this vocabulary, you will likely forget it very, very soon. If you want to be able to actually use these words you're learning today, next time you get into an English conversation, I have super exciting news to share with you today. You have to check out the Learn English with TV series flashcards on the Real Life English app. This is the newest feature of our Real Life English app, which allows you to unlock intelligent flashcards with definitions and images for the specific lesson you're watching here on the channel. Instead of having to spend a lot of time taking notes of these words, you can review all the vocabulary you're learning today on the app with just a few clicks. Plus, you get to watch this lesson inside the app, so you can transition between watching and practicing more easily. And most importantly, our app's special algorithm will present you with the vocabulary card you're learning at the exact moment you're about to forget it, so you can transfer your learning from your short-term memory to permanently remember the words. Just imagine what it would be like if you could remember all the new words from this lesson and actually use them in our conversations. Imagine how confident you would feel with your English and how people will be impressed by your large vocabulary. Imagine communicating confidently in that meeting, in that job interview, in that English test you have to take, or in that conversation with a local while you're traveling. So what are you waiting for? Start taking your vocabulary to the next level today with the Learn English with TV series flashcards. All you need to do is download the Real Life English app and follow the instructions so you can unlock this exclusive deck of cards. Creating confusion. Consumption is the noun.
Well, there's a big difference, too, between someone
learning from your short-term memory, remember all the new words from this lesson, and actually use them in our conversations. Imagine how confident you would feel with your English, and how people will be impressed by your large vocabulary. Imagine communicating confidently in that meeting, in that job interview, in that English test you have to take, or in that conversation with a local while you're traveling. So what are you waiting for? Start taking your vocabulary to the next level today with the Learn English with TV series flashcards. All you need to do is download the Real Life English app and follow the instructions so you can unlock this exclusive deck of cards for this lesson. The link will be in the description. Click on it, download it, and follow the instructions. I'll see you there.
Let me say Warren Buffett, for example. And to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but he does like capital allocation. Well, and to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but he does like capital allocation. And he reads a lot of sort of annual reports of companies and the accounting, and it's pretty boring, really. And he's trying to figure out does Coke or Pepsi deserve more capital? I mean, it's kind of a boring job, if you ask me. But it's.
Ih, masih sepenuhnya belum. Cuk, bisa gitu, Cuk. Lah.
Still a thing that's important to figure out, like which is a company deserving of more or less capital? Should that company grow or expand? Is it making products and services that are better than others or worse? And if a company is making compelling products and services, it should get more capital, and if it's not, it should get less or go out of business.
Well, there's a big difference too between someone who's making an incredible amount of money designing and engineering fantastic products versus someone who's making an incredible amount of money by investing in companies or moving money around the stock market or doing things along those lines. It's a different thing, and to put them all in the same category seems it's very simple. And as you pointed out, it's an attack vector.
Yeah, for sure. Let me say Warren Buffett, for example.
Warren Buffett is an American billionaire investor. He is perhaps one of the most influential and famous investors of all time, and he has made most of his fortune by allocating capital or investing in companies, in stocks or shares.
And to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but
when you are frank, you speak with honesty. Here's an example.
I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship.
And to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but
this is a nice colloquial phrase. I'm not his biggest fan is the same as I don't like him very much. So Elon is saying that his fan is a same as I don't like him very much. So Elon is saying that he doesn't like Warren Buffett very much. He's not his biggest fan. You can also say, I'm not a big fan of someone or something. For example, I'm not a big fan of musicals. In other words, I don't like musicals very much.
Well, accounting, and it's pretty boring, really.
Alright, we have the word accounting here. Notice that we have the N-T combination there. Usually, especially in American English, that T goes away, so we pronounce the N instead. So instead of accounting, we hear accounting. The first A there is a schwa sound, by the way.
Well, accounting, and it's accounting, and it's
accounting.
I mean, it's kind of a boring job, if you ask me.
This is a great colloquial way to give your opinion. First, you make your statement. Then you say, if you ask me.
This movie pretty boring if you ask me.
For example, this movie is pretty boring if you ask me. In other words, this movie is pretty boring in my opinion. Here's another example.
I understand, but what kind of best man would I be if I didn't offer for you to have it here?
Pretty shitty one. Yeah.
Ask me.
It's still a thing that's important to figure out, like which is a company deserving of more or less capital.
It's still a thing that's important to figure out, like, is a company deserves thing of more or less capital? It's still a thing it's still a thing that's important to figure out, like, it's still a thing that's important to figure out, like, itu tetaplah hal yang penting untuk membayangkan apakah perusahaan ini layak untuk lebih banyak atau lebih sedikit uang. Modal sih, capital itu modal.
When you are deserving of something, you deserve it. You've earned the right to have that. For example, since you got good grades, you are deserving of some ice cream. In other words, you deserve some ice cream. Notice that to be deserving of, I'm using deserve here as an adjective. You are deserving of something. Now the verb itself is to deserve. So you can say, I deserve this, or you can say, I am deserving of this.
If a company is making compelling products and services, it should get more capital.
If a product or service is compelling, it's fascinating and it gets people interested in it. Another example could be a compelling argument. If an argument is compelling, it is persuasive and effective.
You make a compelling argument.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
If it's not, it should get less. We'll go out of business.
If a company goes out of business, it closes or ceases to exist. Here's an example from The Office.
And I can't help but look at all of your wonderful, beautiful faces and think, how could they do this to us?
What?
How can they do that?
Nothing.
You deserve
I
nothing.
didn't say anything. We're going out of business.
You are kidding me.
Well, there's a big difference too between someone who's making an incredible amount of money.
First of all, we say N-ing, N incredible. So the N for N is joined with the I for incredible. And then the T for amount. Remember the NT combination there? The T goes away, I pronounce the N instead. And then remember the of preposition can get reduced to a schwa sound. So amount. Putting it all together, an incredible amount of money. An incredible amount of money.
Amount of money.
Amount of money.
An incredible amount of money. An incredible amount of money.
An incredible amount of money.
Versus someone who's making an incredible amount of money by investing in companies or moving money around the stock market or doing things along those lines.
When you move money around, you allocate money from one place to another, like investing in something else. The stock market is the place where you can negotiate, buy, and sell shares. or stocks of companies. Nowadays, most of these negotiations happen online.
Versus someone who's making an incredible amount of money by investing in companies or moving money around the stock market or doing things along those lines.
Along those lines means things of that nature, things like that. For example, I love movies that deal with topics like honor, courage, and things along those lines.
Jadi fokus ke Red ya, bukan Great Fairyhead. Ntar dulu.
In other words, and
Okay. Anjir masih coba masih live. Bener-bener nggak konsisten anjir. Harusnya 1 jam full coy. Dan I did not learn anything. I understand what the actor or what is it? What is it?
Things like that.
It's a different thing, and to put them all in the same category seems it's very simple. And as you pointed out, it's an attack vector.
Yeah, for sure.
If you point something out in a conversation, you mention it or bring it to the discussion.
And for the cost of one weather station, China gets complete access to our satellite communications and quite possibly shares them with our adversaries on the Arctic Council, who, as you pointed out, didn't exactly protest this thing in the first place.
All right, great job. Now it's time for you to watch the clips again, this time without subtitles, to test your listening skills. Let's see how much you can understand, and also I'll be asking you a few questions to see if you remember some of the cool things we learned today. All right? Let's get started.
But do you feel like people define you by the fact that you're wealthy, and that they define you in a pejorative way?
What is a synonym for pejorative? Compulsory, derogatory,
Derogatory.
explanatory.
Because it is for the negative thing about someone.
For sure. I mean, not everyone, but there's
Majority.
for sure in recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. Like it's in a pejorative. So it's like that's a bad thing. Which I don't doesn't make a lot of sense in most cases. So like how does this wealth arise? It's if you organize people in a better way to produce products and services that are better than what existed before, and you have some ownership in that company, then that essentially gives you the right to allocate more capital. So there's a conflation of consumption and capital allocation. Let me say Warren Buffett, for example, and to be totally frank, I'm not his biggest fan, but he does a lot of capital allocation. And he reads a lot of sort of annual reports of companies and the accounting, and it's pretty boring, really. And he's trying to figure out does Coke or Pepsi deserve more capital? I mean, it's kind of a boring job, if you ask me. But it's still a thing that's important to figure out, like which is a company deserving of more or less capital? Should that company grow or expand? Is it making products and services that are better than others or worse? And should if a company is making compelling products and services, it should get more capital.
Something compelling is fascinating, attention-grabbing, persuasive.
Persuasive. C.
What is another way to say that a company closes or stops working? Go into debt, go out of market, go out of business.
What is another way to say that a company close or stop working, go out of market? Go out of business.
If it's not, it should get less. Or go out of business.
Well, there's a big difference too between someone who's making an incredible amount of money designing and engineering fantastic products versus someone who's making an incredible amount of money by investing in companies or moving money around the stock market or doing things along those lines. It's a different thing, and to put them all in the same category seems it's very simple. And as you pointed out, it's an attack vector.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and now it's time for the comment of the day. And the comment of the day, I have it right here. It comes from the lesson Learn English with Shrek that Ethan did recently. And the comment goes, "This lesson was amazing. I enjoy watching your videos. They're really fun. Your explanations are awesome and understandable. May I request a lesson with the Netflix series Carmen Sandiego? I love watching the series, but I've been struggling to understand a couple of sentences, sometimes a whole episode. The vocabulary used in the series is advanced and often casual too, so it is packed with a variety of vocabulary and concepts. I'd love to get a better understanding of this through your explanations." So this comment comes from Bessa141. Thank you so much for the wonderful comment and also the suggestion. We will definitely take it into consideration. And now I have a question for you guys out there. Which podcasts or interviews should we create a lesson on next? Leave your suggestion here in the comment section below of a nice podcast or interview that you want us to create a lesson like this in the future. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing your suggestions. Guys, great job. You've made it until the end of the lesson. You rock. Don't forget to like this video, share this video with a friend who's also learning English, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel in case you're not subscribed yet. And if you want to keep learning English while having a ton of fun, check out this next lesson.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think.
Example?
Example? Okay, ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No.
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs?
No. Layers. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers? You get it. We both have layers.
We both have layers. No. What? Silent. Z tuh pakainya nick linking coba quiz. Shift. Quiz. Give me some question based on this video. Na 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 na. I say one day. According to Elon Musk, in the opening clip, what should more smart people doing instead of entering law and finance? Designing complex legal frameworks, managing corporate, making physical products and services. Yes. According to Elon Musk, in the opening clip, what should more smart people doing instead of entering law and finance? Musk explicitly states that society would benefit from having fewer people in law or finance and more people making stuff. Okay, which word is highlighted as a direct synonym or for the adjective prerogative? Prerogative is the bad way to say is the bad what it bad bad rate no rate bad penilaian apa ya? What is the primary definition of verb arise? To come, existent, or appear. Let me see. What does the financial phrase allocated capital specifically mean? Selling company asset at loss, taxing income, borrowing money from, setting aside money for a specific purpose. How does the video define the term conflation in the text of well discussion, mistakenly treating two distinct concepts as identical, rapidly increasing the general price index in analytics? What does the expression "to be frank" mean when Elon Musk discuss? To be frank, what does the expression hostile or the listener knows that being frank means speaking with full honesty and transparency. To be frank, you are lazy, and it will cause bad life to you. When you are lazy, it means you are inconsistent. You are not disciplined. And we know that every success people is disciplined. All of successful people spend most of their time to focus of one thing that they have choose. And that's why they are success. They are focused, they are disciplined, and consistent. Just like that. And if you are still lazy right now, you are already loose at the foundation to be a successful man. To be not lazy is the foundation. And if you gagal apa ya? Fail to create the foundation, you cannot build your wealthy. Just like that. Okay? Next, how is the phrase deserving of defined in the lesson? Struggling to maintain steady revenue. Revision said having earned. Struggling to maintain steady revenue growth. No. Demanding immediate financial assistance. No. Refusing to accept constructive feedback. No. Having earned the right receipt. To be deserving of something means to have earned it or worthy for receiving it. When a product or services is described as compelling, what characteristic does it have? When a product or service is described as compelling, what is compelling? Standardized and completely overpriced, and poorly manufactured, fascinating and highly persuasive. I think C is the right answer. Compelling. She made a compelling conversation with me, and that's why I choose her to become my wife. Manjai. Just like that. What does the result for a phrase go out of business mean? Okay. Cheesy. I don't know what this word mean. Operation and close permanently. Go out of business. This is the right one. Cheesy operation. Menutup operasi. Okay. But I think A is the right answer. But let's see on the next option. Expand into international target markets, rebrand a business under new ownership, hire. No. A is the right answer. What key distinction does Joe Rogan emphasize regarding how wealthy people earn their money? Paying corporate tax versus utilizing offshore shelter. Operating public companies versus managing private firms. Hiring full-time staff versus contracting freelancer. D is your right answer. Creating product versus moving stock market money. Okay, this is the right answer. Okay. Nice. 10 times. Berturut-turut apa ya? Gak tau lah. Progres yang luar biasa. Pertahankan pencapaian. Excellent progress. Keep this. Pencapaian apa ya? Keep this goal. Goal is tujuan. Keep this achievement. Apa sih bacanya? Achievement. Advanced vocabulary comprehension. You correctly identify key definition and synonym for advanced terms such as pejorative, derogatory, arise, completion, and compelling. Financial business. You demonstrate a clear grasp of financial concept and philosophers like allocate capital and go out of business. Discussion and contextual process. You actually pick up the primary key points expression by Elon Musk and Joe Rogan regarding making physical product versus managing stock market capital. Area focus. Active product and real world practice with a perfect score. Your passive comprehension is excellent. We can take a note here. You're passive. So this is still not active. And the one way to make you more fluent in English is to speak actively, just like what I do right now. But I think my tenses, my grammar, and my vocabulary is still low level. So that's why I learned today. Okay, I think that's all for today. Now I will take notes for my journal. Maybe I will write down one pepper, lada, pepper, halaman, pepper, lada, black pepper. I don't know. What the heck, man? My pronunciation is really bad. This is the wrong books. This is my principal book, so I write down all of my principle here. Maybe you cannot see because I don't want to show to you. Okay, learn every day. Okay, I will give you one quote from this book. Actually, I take quotes from another man who already successful, and then I write down to my book. So this is the quotes from Alexander Graham Bell, the founder of telephone. Okay, the only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. Yeah. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. So that is the quotes for today. Well, I will put this book again to the shelf. No, maybe I cannot say it's shelf because I just put my book on the table and just nyusunnya dengan with my imagination, and I think this is really good for them. Maybe I cannot show to you my books, but it's okay. It's not really important to show you that things. Okay, day 36. 38. Okay, I will take my kotak pensil apa ya? Okay. By the way, if you ask me why I'm not using my clothes, because I did the daily exercise challenge and then go to do this daily English. I win my morning, guys. I win my morning this time. But I think I cannot say it's morning because I wake up at 11 p.m. and I am not going to traditional market to buy chicken and it's like that. No. Okay, day 38. Day 38. Day 30. What time is it? 15 August 2026. Okay, let's move. Okay, So today I learn English by maybe it's boring to you, so I will play a music for you. Better days are coming. They are called Saturday and Sunday. Hari yang lebih baik datang. Mereka adalah Sabtu dan Minggu. Just Loki Beats for Study Podcast. Bukunya bahasa aja. Biar sedikit lebih. Oh ini yang ini. Yang di sini kan ini. Nah di sini kan di sini cahayanya, indikatornya. Suaranya kencang. That's it. Count. Okay, here what I write down for today's journal. I write down a lot of things. I don't know, maybe the grammars or maybe the tenses that I use is wrong, but of course today I have learned something. I learned how Elon Musk think about the smart people should make some good stuff, or like what he did, instead of making money using stock market and law, just like that. And then he also mentioned that the businessmen have to create a good capital allocation, and the most popular man who did it is Warren Buffett, and the videos also give me insight that to become wealthy you have to be deserved for it, or you can create it to make it deserve for you, because at the end of the day he thinks that to create wealthy you have to create it by create a good values that you can bring to the societies. And because this is the re-upload from the real podcast, and with additional for the viewers can learn more English, I also learn about new things such as new words such as pejorative, that means to evaluate someone in the bad way. And then I also know about the spelling, for example accounting, when N plus T we do not spell the T, so it's just accounting. And I also face some trouble when I learn, such as I don't know the YouTubers. I don't know I don't know what kind of words that I can use to call him, the YouTuber, the actor, and what is it, I don't know. Maybe that is my homework for the day. And then of course I think at least I learned something today, because 1 is always better than 0. 40% is always better than 0, just like that. But I think in the next few years and the next few months I can make it more efficient, at least from the 100% of the materials I can understand until 70 to 80% of the materials. No, not understand. I can use it. And I also realized that I can understand maybe 80% of the conversation on the podcast, but in the next few minutes I forgot it because I don't know how to recreate paragraph to describe the insight on the podcast. Insight, isi dari podcast, what is? Okay, just like that. Okay, maybe that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Maybe you can see my procrastination. I scroll something on my handphone few minutes ago, and I also have a very bad things, like what kind, like I eat bananas when I'm studying, but I think it's still okay, just like that. Maybe that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If anyone is watching, give me some like if you want, and bye bye. Maybe in the next few years you will see that my English will improve very much, because the most important thing is you keep moving forward to create a better habits that can improve your skills, English skills, and another, etc. Okay, bye bye. General Life. Close all. I will close this OBS. Stop streaming.